Hey guys, it's Marie Antoinette with Posh Paper Perfection and welcome to my channel. So I'm really excited to share with you a different take on this Birdhouse Easel card die. I created my own paper. If you've seen this die, you have seen it being beautiful and elegant with bows and flowers and the birds and pastel colors. But what if you could take this birdhouse die and make it into a rustic birdhouse, or perhaps one that is more gender neutral? Well, in this video, I'm going to share with you how to make your own rustic wooden birdhouse. You're going to make this paper. Yeah, it is so easy. And the thing is, you can make any color that you want. You want a pink wood, red wood, more of a gray wood, you name it. Are you ready? Here are the supplies that you need. White cardstock, a jelly press, a brayer, a wood stencil, acrylic paint. In the description of the video, you're going to find all of these supplies, so don't worry if you did not write it down. I will also include the acrylic paint colors that I use in this particular project. So the first thing I did is I took my jelly press and I put it down on my Tim Holtz glass media mat. Love this thing. You need to have this on a surface that you can get paint on because it's kind of messy. Then I took my wood stencil and I put it on my jelly press. I made sure that it was flat and it didn't have any bubbles underneath. That way when I put the paint on top, it doesn't bleed through the parts that I don't want painted. Then I took red paint on my brayer and started mashing it into the stencil. What we're going to do right now is we're going to create the wood print. Now I'm going to share with you some do's and don'ts on using stencils with a jelly press and a brayer. Do not go side to side from left to right with the wood stencil unless the wood is going left to right, because the stencil is vertical versus horizontal. I should have been going up and down. Also, if you're not familiar with jelly press printing, all of the color that you're going to be mixing up, instead of taking your paints and mixing them up and then putting them on your jelly press, what you're doing is you're creating all kinds of different layers of colors. So to get imperfect color matching, it's kind of better. So now I'm peeling the stencil off and you can see the wood print. Okay, now this is kind of funny because I think a lot of people that don't do jelly press, they're like, what are you doing now? I'm actually putting another color on top of that print. Okay, and I'm going to put some white and some silver and I'm putting it on my jelly press and I'm just going to color over on top of it. And this is basically what you could do, guys. You just put colors on your jelly press, then you put the stencil back on, you color over the stencil, you change the colors. Sometimes when I added a little bit more white, it turned pinkish. If I wanted it more red, I would add more red, but if it got too red and I wanted more burgundy, I would add black, and I just kept on doing that until I felt like I was getting the color effect that I want. If you want to do this birdhouse in a light pink, I would suggest to stick with the white, silver, and red. And do this technique over and over and over. And the neat thing about jelly pressing is that when you lift up your paper and you get your print, you can actually get more prints from the jelly press. Whatever you put on your jelly press, your stencil, it keeps on the jelly press. I mean, it is absolutely phenomenal. So make sure when you do this that you have multiple sheets of paper available and room for you to lay out your paper for it to dry. I will say that I was really surprised that the paper dried so quickly, but the trick to it drying so quickly was having another brayer that I did not put paint on whatsoever. Okay, if you put paint on the back side, then it takes a long time for that to happen. So now I'm putting the paper on there, okay, and I'm going to take the brayer, and I got a small one. I end up using a larger brayer for the other prints that I did, and you're just going to press it in, okay. And now that it's pressed in, I'm going to go ahead and do my big reveal, and voila, there it is. Once I was done with that, then I went ahead and did a different one, and so on and so on. I did the same technique, layering different colors, using my stencil, painting over the stencil, removing the stencil, painting on top of it, taking a clean brayer and just lifting up the print. That's it. Now this print dries pretty quickly, but we still want to protect our die and our cutting mats from not getting acrylic paint on them, because that will affect future projects. So I move the paper onto the magnetic mat, and then as you can see, I have wax paper on top of the entire print and then the die. The possibilities are endless. Let your imagination go wild. If you found this video helpful, do you mind liking, subscribing, and sharing this video with other fellow crafters who love Anna Griffin dies? And I would love to see your creations, and you can share those with me on my Facebook page. The link is in my description of every single way that you can connect with me. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I can't wait to see what you create. Please consider subscribing to my channel and liking my videos. And don't forget, if you want to be notified of the latest videos, please click on the bell.